Let me first of all recognize the presence of His Excellency Charles Secondary, our President, and Mrs. Secondary, Honourable Peter Saint-Jean, Honourable Kelvin Daru, Honourable Louis Charles, and my cabinet colleagues, our dear parish priest, Father Branco John, Excellency of the Venezuelan Embassy, our Charge d'Affaires, members of Diplomatic Corps, principal, staff, and students of the Pierre Charles Secondary School, and all of you, good afternoon to you. I want to say to my dear students that you must take your education seriously. You have more opportunities now than your parents had. Back in the days, if you had one child from Grand Bay and Pittsburgh attending secondary school, you had many. Now, every one of you who gets to grade 6 of the primary school has a space at a secondary school. But this government has gone beyond only making or creating access to education for you. We have also been giving you and your parents the means of taking advantage of that access. Every child who sits the common entrance on the national assessment exam, you receive $500 to help you in buying new uniforms. And I will tell you why that initiative was introduced. I was a student myself, and I was also a secondary school teacher. And you would see on the first day of school, many students would come with not too new uniforms. They would come on what you call hand-me-down uniforms. Their bigger brothers would give them the uniform the previous year. And the government wanted to ensure that your parents had the means of allowing you to have a new uniform, a new pair of shoes, and a new school bag to get into school. We have been providing you with uniforms and books in order for you to take advantage of this. We are now providing you with free transportation. So really and truly, my dear students, all you have to do is go home, study your books, come back to class, pay attention to your parents, to your teachers, and pass your exams. Today we are here to enhance your ability to learn, give you greater opportunities for learning by the One Tablet Per Child initiative. And we're going to ensure that all of you have access to the technology, because I know many of you here whose parents cannot afford, who you need to get a tablet or laptop, but your parents cannot afford it. I know of very poor parents who went to the local private sector and spent $3,000, $4,000 to buy a laptop for their children, all in an effort to ensure that the children have access to the tools required to learn. So, Honourable Kevo is correct to say that you will take home the tablet. But I want to say to you that these tablets must not find their way in Guadeloupe. They must not find their way at your friend's home in Penville or Vacas. They must be always in your safekeeping, because you as students will be held accountable and responsible for the tablets. So we're here to keep a promise that we made to you, my dear students. And we want to thank the government of President Nicolas Maduro, the government and people of Venezuela, for financing the entire cost of the tablets that will be given to you, the students of Dominica. We have been affected by Tropical Storm Erica. It is a huge task on our hands. All of you students, every one of you has a responsibility and a role to play. And you know how you can help me in my efforts to rebuild Dominica? You know how you can help Dominica rebuild Dominica? By you studying and doing well. By you staying off the streets and being in your homes at night, studying and making your parents proud, making yourself proud, making your community proud, making your school proud, and making Dominica proud. Because I know what struggle is to go to school, my friends. I used to walk miles to go get home from school. I know what being at university is and having the last $5 in your account. And you have to wait 2 more weeks to get paid by the odd job you're doing. I know what is owing a school and paying the school after you've completed your education program. So I know what struggle is. And this is why every policy that this Labour Party has introduced, it is because of our own tested experiences within the party and ensuring that the struggles which you went through, you, the succeeding generations, will not have to go through those struggles to make a better way of life for yourself. And I want to say to the parents that education must be important to you. As poor as you are, you must ensure that you give and show your children that education is important. And by simply coming to the PTA meetings is a sign of that commitment to education. By coming to the schools and asking your teachers how well my student is behaving or doing. By coming to clean the schoolyard and the classrooms. By asking your children, how was school today? Can you show me your homework? Even if you cannot read and write. But by sitting with them on the table and ensuring they do their homework and do it well. So we're calling on the community to play its part in educating our children. I know that in this world, there are many doubting Thomases. Those of us who live by faith do not have to see to believe. But there are many of us who have to see to believe. And we're here now, as Thomases, we can now hold the tablets and say, behold, here is the tablet in Grand Bay at the Pierre Charles Secondary School. I will say to you that when we make a promise to you, the people of Dominica, we will keep it with God's help. And the good Lord has provided us with the resources to pay for these tablets. So in the midst of our struggles to rebuild our country, in the midst of us putting together the pieces left behind by Tropical Storm Erica, here's the opportunity to uplift our spirits and to recommit ourselves to building this country. This country, I keep saying to people, is not Roosevelt Skerrit's country. It is Dominica, it's our country. And every one of us must work hand in hand to rebuild our beautiful country, Dominica. I know, as a leader, the bigger task is mine. But I'm saying to you people, Dominica, I am prepared to take on the challenge of rebuilding this country after Tropical Storm Erica. But it must be done in a united front, in a focused spirit. You know, too many sideshows and unnecessary things are engaging the minds and spirits of some people. We as a people must remain focused at all times on the positives. And I'm saying to you finally, my dear students, that you have to stay away from anything that will negatively impact on your education. Stay away from anything that will negatively impact on your education. I do not want to see my young children on the streets when they ought to be in school. I want you to take responsibility for your present and for your future. May God bless you, the students of the Pierre Charles Secondary School, and of course thank my dear principal and staff, because I know the difficulties of being in the classroom. I know what is having 40 students in the class. And I know what is having 35 out of 35 lessons in a week. I used to teach 45 out of 45. I did not know whether the principal did not like me. But I had no free period in one particular year teaching at the Portsmouth Secondary School. And I hope Mr. Alpha James is listening this afternoon. He's my very dear friend. But I want to thank you very much, principal and staff, because it is your children. You may not have children here, but it is your children. And each one of us as teachers must adopt the children under our care and ensure that every child learns. Because every child has the ability to learn. if we can understand the child's learning talent and work towards the lesson planning and the delivery of the lesson to ensure that it captures every student. We have to do more in this country for ourselves. We have to be more diligent if we're to rebuild Dominica. We have to be more punctual at events and ensure that we maximize the time that we have to rebuild Dominica. Let us not look at somebody else if something has to be done. Look to ourselves. And once we look to ourselves and do what we have to do for Dominica, Dominica certainly will propel back to where it was before August 27, 2015. So may God bless you, my dear students. May God bless our beautiful country, Dominica. I thank you.